Once upon a time, there was a little engine called Edward. He lived in a shed with 5 other engines. They were all bigger than Edward and boasted about it. They said, "The driver won't choose you again. He wants big, strong engines like us." Edward hadn't been out for a long time and he began to feel sad. Just then, the driver and fireman came along to start work. The driver looked at Edward and said, "What's the matter? You feeling sad? Would you like to come out today?" And Edward said, "Oh yes, please." So the fireman lit the fire and made a nice lot of steam. Then the driver pulled the lever and Edward puffed away, and he blew his whistle. "Look at me," chucked Edward. Edward puffed away to get some coaches. The other engines were very cross at being left behind. At last, Edward found the coaches and they said, "Oh, please be careful, Edward. Don't bump and bang us like the other engines do." So Edward came up to the coaches very gently and the shunter fastened the coupling. The coaches were so pleased. "Thank you, Edward. That was kind. We are glad you are taking us today." Then they went to the station where people were waiting. Here we are, said Edward. "Come along, get in quickly, please." So the people got in quickly, and Edward waited happily for the guard to blow his whistle and wave his green flag. He waited and waited, and there was no whistle and no green flag. Edward was getting concerned. "Where is that guard?" he asked. The driver and fireman asked the station master. "Have you seen the guard?" they asked. "No," replied the station master. They asked the porter. "Have you seen the guard?" they asked. "Yes," replied the porter. At last, Edward began to get cross. "Will we ever start?" he asked. Just then, a little boy shouted, "Here he comes!" And then the guard was running down the hill with his flags in one hand and a sandwich in the other hand. He ran onto the platform, blew his whistle, and jumped into his van. Edward puffed off. Here we go, puffed Edward. He had a very happy day. All the children ran away as he passed and met old friends at all the stations. He worked so hard, the driver promised him to take him out again next day. He told the other engines in the shed that night, "I'm going out again tomorrow. What do you think of that?" But he didn't hear what they thought. But he was so tired and happy that he fell asleep at once.